Peace, family. So we're back once again this week with another Rank the Tank edition, and we're joined by a special guest from the UK, from my hometown, Brumtown. What's good with you, fam?
All good, man. All good. Happy to hearing that, man. You get me?
No doubt, man. And you know what name I'm referring to by Marv Mendes?
Or Marv Mendes or Inflict, any one of those, man.
Okay. Well, definitely, I know a long-time producer and stuff, and within your own right, got your own ear for music. Also, a No Limit diehard, so we're definitely going to be breaking down one of the diehard groups within No Limit, and that is the twins, Cain and Abel.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, Cain and Abel, man, they definitely made a huge mark on No Limit. I know a lot of people wish they could have heard more from them. They dropped a couple of fire albums. The first one being The Seven Sins. Now, the Seven Sins album was dropped on October 8th, 1996. And they released the album with it peaking at number 179 on the Billboard 200 and number 29 on the top R&B hip-hop album charts. So a lot of people remember the lead single from this album being Gangstafied, which was also the title track featuring Master P and Moby Dick. So you know, this album, man, what do you think Cain and Abel and this album they dropped?
I think brilliant album. It was like in the 97, 96 time. So obviously that's when the production was more raw. You know, like the No Limit was coming out hard, pushing out albums, like coming out with a steady flow in 97. So definitely is one of the iconic moments, especially with Gangstafied and the music video with the single. It was like a kicking open the doors, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that music video was definitely tight. And Moby Dick, you know, he had a unique voice and delivery, and I think it was showcasing this. You know, we also heard him on the Ice Cream Man and a lot of other songs that featured those dynamic vocals. But on this one, Gangstafied, I think the way that he laced the hook, and I believe the production on the beat as well was definitely a testament to his skill. And then Cain and Abel backwards and forwards with those lyrics. You know.
Even P in the middle, like, you know, brought life to the tune and his part in it. And then, you know, the other twin at the end just came and just polished off the song. And then obviously with the bass line, with Moby's bass lines, always was, you know, fatten up the track in it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, I mean, this album, it was produced predominantly by Beats by the Pound. Yeah. They say it was recorded at Spiral Studios. So I believe that could be CeeLo and those guys. They had Spiral Records and stuff. Yeah. But, you know, it's a short album with 11 tracks, considering what we would become accustomed to with No Limit releases. But as an introduction, it was a nice little solid introduction. The second track, This Is the Life, was a solo track with those guys. I mean, me personally, sometimes I used to try to figure which one's Cain and which one's Abel when they be doing their back-to-back thing at the raps.
Yeah, same here. I just know that one had a more of a gangster kind of laid-back flow, and once was more lyrical and more aggressive.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like, you know, this kind of these tongue-twisted styles and stuff, and certain other different aspects that I think would play out into their later albums. But the third track also featured Master P called Black Jesus, you know.
Legendary. And Silk was on that as well.
I mean, what you like about this one?
Oh, man, the song is just... The first, when Cain came on at the beginning and just like his lyric and that, it's just like... It kind of shown... the way he articulated how he was, all the problems he's going through, the stress, you know, it's like almost like people from, you know, the streets at that time, you know, it's almost like you can reconnect with God in a sense. It's like, you know, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and blah, 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 like, you know, God, I need your help right now and what's not. And sometimes you probably not going through the same thing what he's talking about in the song, but you can relate to that cry out. And I feel like he really delivered that the first verse was one of the strongest verse on the whole album.
Yeah, no doubt. That's real, and I know what you mean, especially with those guys. They had the ability, I think, to convey rich emotions, and especially in their storytelling, you could definitely pick up on what they're speaking about, even if not through first-hand experience, but them being so descriptive the way they put their words together and just the emotional stuff behind the tracks. You know, I think the next track as well, Getting Paid, was another one that featured Moby Dick.
Yeah. Again, Moby with the tracks, man. You know what I mean? Moby is like one of the most underestimated ones, but he's bass line, the melodies, you can't go wrong with it, man.
Nah, I mean, it was proper melodic. You talk about bass line and
Yeah.
melodies.
Yeah.
That goes into like the next track, Basement Session, which features Mia X. And, you know, to me, Basement Session, we hear the stories about even KLC in the basement and stuff and just recording it and that kind of flow and feel.
Yeah. I thought with the bass, like the whole way how they started it, you know, you could hear them talking in the background about the fight, the boxing match. And, you know, it's like the telling that you're not all going to be sitting here and doing nothing. Like, go in the booth and spit something. It's just like, you know, I haven't really heard that done on the record before. The way it was done on that, it was like the first time I ever heard anything like that done.
Maybe they was capturing some of the natural sounds of just even the environment of what it was like there.
Yeah, I think that was very like different. Like, you know, No Limit back then, they were trying to break the barrier and try and change up the algorithm in it. Definitely, even back then.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's 5 tracks in. The 6th track was That's How It's Gonna Happen to You. That 7 was Between Us, which is a KLC track, which was definitely a standout, I believe, on the album.
Yeah,
like when KLC, even those days when KLC made his presence known to an album, you know, it was always a track that was a go-to for me.
Definitely.
That put that one up there with it. So I mean, this album, admittedly, you know, this is why I had to go back and listen to, because I didn't get this album at the time when it came out. I would have got their second album more nearer to the time when it came out, and then this was like one of the ones where I'm going back as a fan and, you know, picking up old albums and stuff and kind of hearing the precursors of what was done before. So it was tight for me to listen to it, but it wasn't too much. Like I kind of like the fact that it was a short album and stuff as well, because it was like, you know, short and sweet, but the tracks were of moderate length and proportion. They weren't like too short, they were good enough. And you know, these guys were able to display their lyrical ability and give us a bit of an introduction to the Double Vision, I guess.
Definitely, yeah, man. Double Vision, definitely. That's the proper name.
Yeah, their first name. So, you know, track number 9, Free 2, Murder 1. Track 10, the track about abortion.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned like some of the deep tracks. I mean, what do you think of this one?
Again, just pushing the envelope. Just, you know, that's what Cain and Abel were really good at. They were really good at hitting the emotion. I don't think a lot of people give them credit for it. Like even a lot of people in No Limit were good at hitting the emotion, but Cain and Abel especially, they were really good at doing emotional songs.
Yeah, I think they had maybe Tupac-esque vibes.
Yeah.
They were in that capacity, even though I guess it's something they will be criticized for in later work, along with other members of No Limit and stuff. But as you said, it's more of a thing that I guess we attribute with certain artists, that were able to elicit an emotional reaction or response from the audience or listener. And they were definitely able to do that. As you said, a lot of people on the Tank did showcase the same sort of ability and stuff as well. So ending off this album was track 11, Jealous Again, which featured Mia X. Yeah, and you know, the biggest mama, Mia X, like, she was never gonna be out rapped. It doesn't matter. You know, even with the tightest, she's always gonna bring it.
Yeah, definitely. Mia, probably for me, she's the best female rapper. That's me. Like, you know, not even that No Limit, just period for me. Like, she's up there, man.
Yeah, dope. And I mean, you should definitely appreciate hearing that. We know recently she spoke out about being, you know, left out of certain top female rapping lists and stuff. And
no, it's sad. It's sad to hear, because Mia, she should be put up at least top 5. You know what I mean? For me, I like, especially back in 96, 97, 98, who was Who Was Touching Mia?
Yeah.
And she was writing her own stuff.
Now, how about the Seven Sins album? If this was, the source, how would you rank this album?
Seven Things, I'll probably rank it like 3.5, 4, 3.5, probably more. Because it's like, it was a good album, it's raw, but the second one had more bangers. It was, they were playing more with the lyricals, playing more with the beats. It had a feel, that second album had a feel to it, like it had like a, especially if you're a No Limit fan, that second album. But the first one, it was kind of just like they're getting their feet in the ground and kicking down the doors, really. So definitely 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 3.5. I think, it was like a nice introductory album for the Twins and stuff. It had a strong single, Gangstafied, which I think still gets a lot of underground sort of play and notoriety to this day. They was able to showcase their ability and skills and just where they was planning to take things continuously with their career as artists, which they did, obviously, with their follow-up album.